Hi, I want to introduce our paper, Auto Icon, an automated code generation tool for icon designs, assisting in UI development. First, I want to introduce what is an icon. Icon in the user interface is a simplified image, serving as an intuitive symbol that is used to help users to navigate the system. There are two mainstream ways to implement icons. One is using image to render icon. Another one is the icon font. What is the icon font? Icon font is just a font. Instead of containing letters or numbers, they contain symbols and glyphs. Compared to use images, it has faster rendering speed and easier to use. For example, you just need to search a package that consists of a desired icon from online icon sharing website. After importing the package, there's only one line code that describing what kind of icon needs to be rendered. In here, a white play button is rendered in the UI. Despite the benefits of using fonts to render icons, do developers implement icon in font or image in the real-world UI development? We conduct an interview with 12 professional UI developers from big companies. Unexpectedly, few of them implement fonts in practice due to two reasons. First, the icon they use is distinct to the online resources, as it comprises company culture and design guidelines. More importantly, using online icon fonts involves intellectual property issues, which must be avoided in the industry. Second, manually converting image to font is a time-consuming and laborious task for developers. So apart from the icon implementation, we're also concerned with the code readability. The more readable a piece of code is, the more maintainable it is. And description is one of the index. So, do developers write descriptions for icons? However, by our survey, developers rarely write descriptions for icons because the loose restriction on code readability in industry makes developers less cared about code descriptions. And also, they confirm the difficulty on designing simple, concise, and easy understood descriptions. Finally, we conduct an empirical study to understand what descriptions are using for icons. We first collect 100,000 icons from online icon sharing websites. As the descriptions are contributed by thousands of developers with very diverse technical and linguistic backgrounds, the descriptions are in a wide process of forms. For example, an icon can be described to the class of trop and clip. Therefore, we adopt association rule mining and iterative open coding procedure to encode icon descriptions. And finally, we summarized 40 categories. Motivated by the practical limitation of implementing icons, we designed an automated approach to convert an icon to fonts with descriptions. The approach includes three main parts. First, for converting an image to font, we adopt the state-of-art font trace generation algorithm. And for generating the descriptions for icon, we not only use MobileNet to predict the class of icon based on the emerged 40 categories, but also we applied a computer vision technique using HSV color space to detect the color of the icon. To evaluate the model accuracy, we set up several basic machine learning baselines, including different feature extractions with different machine learning classifiers. And also, we set up several diversions of deep learning models as baselines to test the importance of different inputs of our approach, including backbones and input channels. Our approach outperforms and achieves 87% accuracy. Then, we set up a controlled study to demonstrate the usefulness of our approach. We invite 10 developers to implement 5 icons without our tool as the control group, and another 5 icons with our tool as the experimental group. Meanwhile, we record the time they spent on the icon implementation. And then we invite another 10 developers to rate their implementations in 5 Likert scale. We found that developer can save a lot of time with the help of our tool, and also the code in the experimental group are more readable and acceptable than the control group. We also evaluate our approach in the industrial usage. We cooperate with Alibaba image code platform. Our tool is integrated with the internal automated code generation process and is triggered whenever the UI contains an icon. We run experiments with more than 6,000 icons from 2,000 users. Overall, 84% of the code generated by our approach is used directly without any modification by users. It demonstrates the high usability of our tool in practice. To summarize our paper, first, we identify the fundamental limitation of existing UI developments of icon. The informal interviews with professional developers also confirms these issues qualitatively. Second, based on the emerging labeled categories, we developed deep learning and computer vision-based techniques called auto-icon for converting image to font with label describing its meaning and color to provide developers understand knowledge of the code. Third, we conduct large-scale experiments to evaluate the performance of our tool and show that our tool achieves good accuracy compared with baselines. The evaluation conducted with developers and test on the real-world platform demonstrate the usefulness of our tool. We aim to offer intelligent support for developers to efficiently develop icons, comply with code standardizations. That's all for our paper. Thank you for your listening.